Have you ever wondered, what if the greatest secret in human history wasn't hidden in space, but buried beneath our own oceans? Imagine an entire civilization, cities larger than anything the ancient world should have been capable of building, vanishing, without a trace. No survivors, no ruins on land, only legends, passed from one generation to another. Most people call them myths. Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, lost worlds that never existed, or did they? Because over the last few decades, scientists have discovered something disturbing. Entire landscapes, ancient forests, stone structures, and even human settlements lying thousands of feet beneath the sea. Places that were once dry land before disappearing forever. But here's where the story becomes truly strange. Ancient civilizations that never had contact with one another all told remarkably similar stories. A great land, an advanced people, and a catastrophic flood that erased everything. Coincidence? Or the last surviving memory of a forgotten chapter in human history? For centuries, researchers believed they already knew the answer. They thought these stories were nothing more than myths, created to explain the unknown. It sounded convincing. The mystery seemed solved. Until one discovery changed everything. Because hidden beneath the cold waters of the North Sea,
the name of that lost world was Doggerland. Today, it's buried beneath the North Sea. Thousands of years ago, it connected Britain to mainland Europe. People lived there. They hunted there. They raised families there. Then, the sea came. Slowly at first. Year after year, the coastline disappeared. Villages were abandoned. Forests vanished beneath the waves, until an entire land was erased from the map. This wasn't a legend. Fishermen have pulled ancient bones from the seabed, stone tools, animal remains, even pieces of forests that once stood under open skies. For the first time, a lost land wasn't just a myth, it was real. And for decades, many believed the mystery had finally been solved. Perhaps every story about Atlantis, every legend of a forgotten civilization, had simply been inspired by places like Doggerland. It sounded logical. The evidence seemed overwhelming. Case closed. Or so everyone thought. Because one ancient philosopher had left behind a description that refused to fit. More than 2,300 years ago, Plato described a powerful island civilization, rich beyond imagination, protected by enormous rings of land and water. A naval empire unlike anything the ancient world had ever seen. Then, in a single day and night, it vanished beneath the sea.
The search for Atlantis led explorers across the entire planet. The Mediterranean, the Caribbean, the Atlantic Ocean, even Antarctica. Every few years, someone claimed they had finally found it. Perfectly shaped ruins, massive underwater walls, ancient cities hidden beneath the sea. The headlines spread around the world. This was it, the greatest mystery in history, finally solved. But every single time, the evidence fell apart. Natural rock formations, misidentified structures, or claims that simply couldn't be verified. Once again, Atlantis slipped back into legend. And that's where the story should have ended. But it didn't, because another lost continent was waiting. Its name was Lemuria.
Unlike Atlantis, Lemuria wasn't born as a legend. It began as a scientific idea. In the 19th century, some researchers believed a massive continent once connected parts of Africa, India, and Madagascar. Later discoveries showed that theory was incorrect. The scientific explanation disappeared, but the legend didn't. Instead, it became even stranger. Ancient traditions from different parts of the world spoke of a forgotten homeland, destroyed by a catastrophe. Then came modern technology, high-resolution scans of the ocean floor, deep-sea expeditions, autonomous underwater vehicles exploring places no human had ever seen. And suddenly, researchers started finding things that nobody expected. Ancient river channels, mountain ranges, coastlines, entire landscapes hidden beneath thousands of meters of water. Some were completely natural. Others remain unexplained, not because they prove Atlantis exists, but because we still know so little about what lies beneath the oceans. In fact, more than 70% of our planet is covered by water, and much of its seafloor has never been explored in detail. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If we've barely mapped our own planet,
Was something no one expected. In 2017, geologists officially recognized something extraordinary. A continent almost entirely hidden beneath the Pacific Ocean. Its name? Zealandia. Nearly 94% of it lies underwater. For millions of years, it remained invisible to the world. Not because it didn't exist, but because no one realized what they were looking at. Think about that. An entire continent hidden in plain sight. If something that enormous could remain undiscovered for so long, what else is waiting beneath the oceans? Does that mean Atlantis was real? No. There is still no scientific evidence proving that Atlantis, Lemuria, or Mu ever existed as described in the legends. But history has taught us something far more important. Sometimes, legends begin with a grain of truth. Doggerland was once dismissed because no one imagined an entire land could disappear beneath the sea. Today, we know it was real.